Hey guys, welcome to the free count with Gino. And yes, Tony's here this week, guys. She had a bit of a rough day. She's good now. We had a nice run in the sun. It's been a nice good day in Vancouver. Sorry, it's been a week since it's a few days since I talked to you. I thought I'd talk more, but I got some family stuff come up, and we're gonna do a little bit of a breakdown of WrestleMania this week, and maybe the next day or two I'll rewatch NXT Stand and Deliver. And while review those matches, I do know the outcomes of a rematch. As Toddy's in the way, you can see she's not too excited about wrestling today. She wants the cuddles. Um, you know what? I will say this though, without giving a breakdown. I mean, without doing my review, congratulations to two people that deserve to win those titles. Tony D'Angelo is kind of the shocker of the week. I did not think he'd be coming in as the champion right away. His very first chance, he wins the belt. And Lola Vice, after three chances, she has won the belt. I also say awesome, beautiful send off package to JC Jane. That girl completely. She went from being the most irrelevant member, like everyone said, at Talk to Attraction. Everyone thought Priscilla Kelly, Gigi Dolan was going to be the most important member because Mandy was gone. And I don't get the hate. I really don't get the hate on Stacey Jane. I've been a fan for a long time of that girl. She completely transformed everything about her. There's not many women on the roster that can talk like her, and she's fantastic in the ring. My only question is, where does Kate Fatal Attraction come with her? Or do they stay behind and JC blames them for the loss and they beat her down and that's how she ends up leaving NXT and heading to the main roster right after Mania? Because guys, we saw our last ever JC Jane match on NXT and it was absolutely fantastic. And if you have about 17 minutes out of your day, go check it out. And Lola Vice and Kendall Gray have amazing chemistry together. Here's what we're doing. That being said, like I said, this is going to be WrestleMania breakdown match. Breakdown card. I will give you every match on the card as of right now, and a few more I believe that are gonna happen. So we got CM Punk Roman Reigns. This has been an absolutely fantastic build. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Steffi Vecchio versus Liv Morgan, my most fascinating match of the night. Most fascinating match to me, apparently. So, pardon my language, of the night, because I don't know which way WWE's going to go with that one. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton with, unfortunately, Pat McAfee. You guys saw that, what happened, and the explanation and everything like that of who was on the phone. And, yeah, TKO stepped in, and I think they may have stepped in and they realized they have to do something to save some money. Also, I'll say this absolutely fantastic promo by CM Punk tonight. If you guys haven't seen it, go take about 15 minutes out of your time to go check that out right to kick off Raw. He takes shots at everyone, and it's probably pipe bomb number two, and I think this might be better than the original pipe bomb. We have Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. We don't know which night any of these matches are going to be on. They haven't announced that yet. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar, I think. We'll talk about this when I break it down. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams with Lil Yachty, who I don't know why Lil Yachty's involved in why for the second year in a row WrestleMania. I mean, wrestling has decided to pick a rapper to get involved in WrestleMania, but they have. Sorry, Sami Zayn, Trick Williams. Carmelo Hayes is not going to be on Mania, unfortunately. Neither is Ilya Dragunov, and both deserve to be. It's rather sad. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. My favorite thing in the entire Mania 2-day weekend, whatever it's going to be, the Demon is returning. It's Finn, the Demon Balor, versus Dominic Mysterio. Then we have a six-way, six-pack match, ladder match. This can steal the entire gear. We have Penta, Javon, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. It's a ladder match. This thing is going to be absolutely incredible. You guys keep your eye on Rusev. I think he's going to do some crazy shit. These other guys are going to do some crazy aerial shit. Rusev is a good base. This man is a big man. He's powerful and he's fun to watch. I'm a big Rusev man. These other 4 or 5 guys are fun to watch. There's going to be some crazy spots, flippity dippy doo shit. It's going to be fantastic. That'd be a great kickoff to get a show going, either day, night 2 or night 1. Then we get the Irresistible Forces versus aka Nia Jackson, Last Legend versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bailey and Lyra versus the Bella Twins versus and Nikki and Brie, who I don't think they should be on this card in general. I don't think they should be in wrestling anymore. If you guys have seen me say repeatedly on Instagram or anything like that, the Bella Twins are not relevant in wrestling and they shouldn't be a part of wrestling in 2026. Wrestling's passed them by over a decade and a half, in my personal opinion. They're Brie was never the greatest, and Nikki was okay in an era when the girls weren't the greatest. Um, I know I'm probably gonna get slack for that, but we'll talk more about that when I break it down. Seth and Gunther's a match that's kind of weird. Seth Rollins and Gunther, a match that's kind of weird and came out of left field. The LA Knight Usos build has been interesting versus division, and I think it's something that's thrown together because they need the division on the card somehow. And I Show Speed is part of the division tag team match, or 6-man tag team match. This will be just, I think this might be maybe the worst match in the entire WrestleMania card. I don't think this is an actual WrestleMania match, but WWE likes their celebrities and they like to use the celebrities at Mania. So that's the card, guys. And I'm going to break down certain matches I'm looking forward to and why I'm looking forward to these matches and the build that's been so good towards these matches. And some of them have been short and kind of thrown together and seem fake and forced, whereas others have been going and going for months and they've been absolutely incredible. That being said, this one might shock people, but one match I'm actually really looking forward to because both these guys are fantastic, and everyone thought we were heading one direction with this one guy, and he turned around in another direction, and that's because I think at SummerSlam we're gonna have something else after the backstage interaction we just had, and that is Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Um, I don't know if you guys saw Raw just about an hour ago. Gunther and Paul Heyman had an interaction in the back, and well, Paul Heyman says, "I don't know why you're doing this, but it's a favor that I owe, and it's a big favor that I may owe you in the long run." Gunther just looked at him and said, "Yeah, this is going to be a big favor you're going to owe me in the end." And so I think Gunther's going to be the guy that fates Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam because Brock Lesnar already said SummerSlam is his last match. Excuse me. That being said, if the Janelle Grant rumors are true, which I don't know if you guys heard recently, more shit came up that apparently Vince told Janelle Grant that Brock can get as physical as he wants with her and do whatever he wants. And if she doesn't do what he wants, Brock has a right to hit her. And Brock pretended not to be part of this by going under the name Cowboy Bob. This is all according to Janelle Grant. I don't know if this is true or not. This is hearsay. And Brock was allowed to do whatever he wanted to her, but he had to have people do things to her before he touched her at all. Apparently, this is according to her. To the point where apparently he made Vince do things to her before Brock would do them. Um, if this is true, and this actually might be true, I don't know. Maybe WWE should not have Brock on their show. And maybe if this is actually true, maybe this match is over. Should go about a minute, and Brock should be absolutely decimated. And we don't see Brock here until SummerSlam, where he's looking for confidence after he gets his ass destroyed by Oba, and then he gets destroyed by Gunther, and that's how Brock retires by getting destroyed by the next two killers of the company. Because don't kid yourself, Oba is a future main eventer for as long as he wants to wrestle in WWE. A main eventer of WrestleMania, they should say. Um, Also, guys, one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. I don't know if you guys have seen this shirt. Bret Hart, Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10. Absolutely fucking fantastic. The best way to tell a wrestling story and match. If you've never seen it, please go take a look at that match. Um, like I said, that being said, I think this is interesting because this thing can go one of two ways. I don't think you'd have Gunther lose this match to Seth, but I also don't know if you have Seth lose his very first match back while he's still trying to hunt down Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman has this hired gun coming after him. But I think at some point Braun Breaker will get involved in this match, and he will. Um, we'll talk about it more. Like I said, this is not a prediction match. I think this is my breakdown of what may or may not happen at WrestleMania. We'll do the predictions next week. We'll mirror that a couple of days away. Also, this Friday after SmackDown, the Hall of Fame is going to be on YouTube. Um, Demolition is finally going to Hall of Fame. That makes me very happy. Bad News Allen is going to the Hall of Fame. Psycho Sid is going to the Hall of Fame. The only person I don't think should be in the Hall of Fame or anywhere near wrestling at all, and that's that fucking whack job Dennis Rodman. He did nothing really. He had a few weird matches with WCW back in the day, and he was a part of the NWO, but he admitted he was either coked out or drunk during both of them. He had no idea what he was doing, nor do I personally think he had any impact at all on the wrestling business. But hey, they want that celebrity in the Hall of Fame, right? They always do. And apparently, the match is going to the Hall of Fame this year is going to be Andre versus Hogan, because without that, who knows what wrestling is. Also, guys, April 22nd, we have a Hulk Hogan documentary coming out. It looks exactly like the Vince McMahon documentary. And like I was telling my wrestling buddies, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this because we know what Hogan was like as a person, but without Hulk Hogan, I'm not sitting here talking about wrestling, and we're not still enjoying wrestling 40, 50 years on from when it was famous because of people like Hulk Hogan, right? So I don't know. But like I said, this is a breakdown for WrestleMania. I talk about the few matches I am actually really looking forward to this weekend. They haven't announced it officially yet, but there's one match I know that might steal the Dynasty weekend that I'm going to. It's not even part of Dynasty, and the next 2 weekends following, the next 2 days following that, we're gonna have Asuka versus Io Sky versus probably Kyrie in some way, shape, or form. Um, Io Sky's, my personal opinion, not even the best female wrestler in the world. I think she might be the best wrestler on the planet next to Tessa Blanchard. And Asuka, I've been a fan of Asuka Kana since the day I laid eyes on her about 20 years ago. And then when she go over in Japan, watching her stuff with my buddies and finding more of her on YouTube, and then watching her on Shimmer, and then what she did in NXT, and then the run she's had in WWE, where at certain point she has vanished, unfortunately, and there's certain points where she was just a jobber. But her 3 matches with Athena alone were absolutely incredible. If you've never seen those, please go take a look. Anything she's done outside of WWE when she was just Kana, not Asuka, just go watch all that and you can see why. A lot of people consider Asuka the best female wrestler of all time, possibly one of the best wrestlers of all time. And this psycho unhinged Asuka has been absolutely incredible. Io's the lovable babyface. That's gonna be a fantastic match. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I was kind of looking forward to because I'm a Randy Orton mark, and I'll be the first person to admit that. And there's a huge, cool backstory to this thing that Cody broke into wrestling with Randy as his mentor when they were part of Legacy with Manu and the proven innocent Ted DiBiase Jr. and Ted DiBiase himself. They went on the road together. There's backstories when Randy was the drug addict, and people like Cody had to keep him alive and save his job. And Randy turned heel. I think we might see Cody Lander come out in this Mania. I don't think Pat McAfee should have anything to do with this Mania. I think this is absolutely horrendously bad mistake. I think this is TKO deciding to go over Triple H's head, and let's be honest, Triple H has not done the best booking decisions lately in general. Um, but I don't think Pat McAfee, before this ever happened, announced him on himself. He didn't know he'd ever be back in wrestling because he thought wrestling had passed him by, and then he cuts probably a promo when I first thought was good, and then I re-listened to it, thought it was horrendous and made no sense. Um, but also Cody Rhodes' balls for WrestleMania season have to be telling, please saying, please stop it, because the last 3 WrestleManias he's been kicked in the nuts right before WrestleMania match, and I think him and AJ Styles might like getting kicked in the nuts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look. But this match has everything you want in the main event. Randy's chasing 15. Cody's fighting for the fact to get Randy's approval, I guess you could say. And Randy's gone insane. Excuse me. I just hope there's no Jelly Roll interaction in this match. And also, can we have prayers for both versions of the tag team titles and men's tag team titles on both SmackDown and Raw? As the men's tag team titles for Raw are not going to be on any match whatsoever. They're going to be involved in a 6-man match. I have no interest whatsoever in watching. Don't care about Logan Paul. Care less about I Show Speed. I love the Usos. I love LA Knight, but they pretty much been buried at this point. So I'm not going to even talk about that match because to me it means nothing. I just think I'll give a prediction that I think LA Knight and Usos should win. I think she should absolutely decimate the Vision, who I believe Paul Heyman has no interaction with in the last 3 weeks, even though he was the Oracle of the Vision. Makes no sense. He's just going to go back there after Braun comes back. So that means that Logan Paul and Austin Theory were just afterthoughts to him, I guess, because he's had zero interaction with them since Brock Lesnar came back. So if I was those guys, I'd just turn on him. My personal opinion. But breaking down that match, there's no really breakdown. I think it should be absolute domination by the three faces. The three cowardly heels just lose, and that should be the end of that feud because nobody wants to watch any more Usos versus Vision and LA Knight versus Vision. That's been going on for far, far, far too long. LA Knight should be in the world title picture. The Usos should be back in that tag team picture. They should be the tag team champions again for like the bajillionth time. Only because they're the team that makes those belts relevant. The Vision, nobody gives a shit about Logan Paul other than to hate him, and unfortunately, nobody really cares about Austin Theory. Um, the this women's title match for the WWE women, or sorry, what is it? Let me double check. I know there's names for these. Jesus. I know there's the World's Women's Championship and the Women's World Championship. That's exactly what I was. I was right. Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan is going to be absolute fire match. Stephanie Vaquer is one of the best wrestlers on the planet right now. Liv Morgan is getting better every single match, and just their promo work together. The fact that Stephanie is just doing everything she can to get at Liv, and Liv's just being the evil, cowardly heel who tries to get into Steph's head every way possible. Now that the Roxanne Perez's return, they were kind of teasing that Roxanne was going to cost the Judgment Day because Liv was like, you know what we have to do? We have to do to Finn, right? We know Finn's the guy that brought you in, but that was family business, and Finn turned his back on the family before Roxanne could say anything. This more build up to this feud as Stephanie completely snapped, took them both out, and rammed Liv's head into a TV. I don't know if the TV was supposed to break, but it didn't. You can see blood coming out of Liv's head, so we'll see what happens with that. This is one I'm intrigued by because I don't know which way WWE is going to go with this match. There's the girl that came from nothing and came from the sticks and the mud, as people like to say, the Latin American world, and says she's doing it for the rights and the virtue of the girls and everybody in the round the world. She's fighting for everybody. And then there's the evil, sadistic Liv Morgan who hides behind Dominic Mysterio was a coward, which makes her an even bigger coward. Sorry, guys, long day. Um, I just truly don't know what JWWE's gonna go with this. You could look at it one or two ways. You give it to Liv. Liv's a fantastic talker who the crowd just absolutely loves, and they can boo her, and she's just that dirtbag girl who everyone wants to get her coming up. Or you give it to Stephanie Vaquer, who's just so likable and so clean and so nice and does nothing wrong. And now she's kind of got to the dirty side because she has to fight off what she thinks is just evil. It's no good, right? I just don't know like which way WWE wants to go with this. Good thing there's another week and one more week of story to go. As of right now, I'm thinking it might be the person that wins solely because of the ways that Stephanie and her both acted with each other and the interactions they've had. Um, but I legitimately don't know which way WWE wants to go. On the computer, guys. Give me that soon. Um, like I said, it's gonna be a few matches I'm gonna break down before I do the whole show. Um, for this one, it's gonna take me another week to decide. That's why I'm just doing a breakdown of what I think this whole story is about right now. And I think they're both fighting for honor, if you know what I mean. One for the honor to hold the right to still be champion. The other one is holding on for dear life to remain relevant, get that belt to make herself feel vindicated for getting injured and losing everything and winning the Rumble, right? Like, what can you say? She's kind of turned her back on Raquel as well, that being Liv, to just join with Roxy. So you can see that there might be a little foreshadowing what's going to happen in the future when that happens. Because remember, Liv has eliminated Raquel. Um, there's so many different ways WWE could go with this story. That's why it's the most intriguing one to me personally. I truly don't know which way WWE is going to go with this. There's going to be a finish. You can't do the thing where there's no finish because one person can't lose. One person has to lose this match. Let me go back over the card here again. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley's another one I'm kind of looking forward to because it really is look they've Jade played the mind games and dominated the majority of the beatdowns, so therefore that makes me think that WWE's 1000% giving this match to Rhea, but every time people think that way, something else happens, right? So that being said, I hmm, like the whole Me Chin and BFAP thing joining Jade Cargill makes zero sense whatsoever to me. They're feuding for 3/4 of a year. Jade Cargill took them both out with injury, and then all of a sudden they're her daddies. What? At least with the AEW when they had the baddies made sense. They were with Jade the whole fucking time. But WWE having these two random girls, and I'm sorry, but BFAP shouldn't be on TV. And I like BFAP, but she should be wrestling TV matches. I'm a diehard Mia Yim fan, have been for, God, almost 15, 20 years. However long she's been doing this, I've been watching her. I was so excited when WWE hired her, and then they've done nothing with her. But that's for a different video. We'll talk about that there. But like I said, this has been an interesting story, and it's been built in a completely different way than the Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan match, which makes Stephanie Vaquer, sorry, Liv Morgan match, which makes me excited for both these matches. Um, I just like the story that Rhea looks like she's so vulnerable without Io there to help her. And we just saw on Raw what happened. Io got her ass kicked and Liv was unable to protect her, and that made her angry. So it's like Jade is getting to Rhea, but Rhea can't do anything about it because there's too many obstacles in Rhea's way. But if we read the tea leaves, I think Rhea's going to end up winning that SmackDown Championship, and then there might be somebody's time to turn heel and go after that belt because I really don't know who on SmackDown could take that belt from Rhea. There's not really. Jade is like the sole heel woman in that division because nobody wants Nia Jax in that match. Nobody will. Lash Legend will eventually be there. I think she's still a little too green. She's still learning a little. Um, Also probably not announced yet, but we're gonna have a WrestleMania. I think where I guarantee we're gonna have Julia versus Tiffy, and if they let Julia be Julia and they let Tiffy do things Tiffy is capable of doing, this match could be absolutely fantastic. But we'll talk about next week when it happens. It's just me thinking a lot about matches that may be happening. They said the whole card is going to be announced tomorrow, so we'll wait and see. But these are just matches I'm personally looking forward to. Roman and Cody's been, I mean, Roman and CM Punk has been absolutely fantastic. Punk has carried most of it because Roman has that part-time schedule. And some of the promos these guys have had with each other, it's been absolutely fucking fantastic, including the I'm gonna bury you next to your father line by CM Punk. And Roman Reigns saying we're all wrestling fans think that CM Punk is old. These guys are both playing psychological mind games with each other, and they kind of tease the Usos going to be part of it, and then the Usos just randomly vanished from that storyline and are now in the storyline with LA Knight versus the Vision, like I said, doesn't that's kind of where the booking doesn't make sense to me. But why were they a huge part of it for 2 weeks and all of a sudden they're just gone and off in their own thing doing that thing with the Vision again? Unless they play a part in the main event, but I don't know how that's gonna do what we're gonna do there. Um it's like Rome the WWE trying to build this and Roman has to do this whole thing on his own and prove that he is capable of doing this and CM Punk is fighting for the right to remain relevant and not show people that he's old. Which I like both sides because both people have these mind games and mind shots are taken at each other. Um, I just think it's been absolutely fantastic build the way these guys have talked, the way their physical action have told better parts of the story. CM Punk's promo today, like I said, if you have about 15 minutes out of your time, go check it out. It's absolutely fantastic. I think Pipe Bomb version 2 might be better than Pipe Bomb version 1. Um, like what you might say surprising in this match, I don't know. I don't know if the WWE's going to give the belt back to Roman because I don't know how much time Roman has left. Where CM Punk, is going to go until he can't go anymore. And CM Punk, I'll say this for the first time in a while, actually looks like he's in better shape than he's been in a long time. He's not skinny fat. He's not fantastic shape, but he's definitely not skinny fat. But he is definitely old. And you can see that he can't go very long, and he has to stop and take breaks at certain points in matches. Both these guys are capable of telling a fantastic fucking story in the match. It has earned the right to be the main event of any WrestleMania of any night, and it will be closing out the entire weekend. Is it going to be the match of the year? Nope. Is it going to be the match of the weekend? Nope. This too many matches are going to be better than it. Um, but am I looking forward to watching and seeing who does what and how the story's told? Fuck yes, I am. This has been like Kane versus Abel, two brothers who actually are brothers, but they're battling for the right to see who is the king, if you know what I mean. It's been absolutely freaking fantastic. Let me go through my list again. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn is a match I'm sort of looking forward to, but I'm also sort of not because there's only one possible outcome that we can do in that match, and that is Trick is going babyface and Sami's going heel, and Sami's going to do dastardly something to turn and keep his belt and cheat just because Trick has been taking a shot after shot after shot at him in that match. I mean, in that series, and Trick did attack him last week, so my personal opinion is only when WWE can go with this because Sami has slowly been plotting against himself. And he cheated to beat Carmelo, and then he cheated to beat Carmelo again because Carmelo got hurt and was not ready to go. So he hit the Haluva kick and beat him again. So that's kind of twice. He beat him shadily, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there's only one way Trick is so over with the crowd. There's only one way WWE can make Trick, and that's face now. Even though they want to make him a heel, he can't because the crowd just absolutely loves Trick Williams. So that's my breakdown on that. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch is Their first match was good. It was not great. You can tell that AJ is still having trouble with the timing and the fact that she does not wrestle very much. And she said she's having an open challenge every week on Raw, but it's only been on Raw 1 week since she's had that open challenge. Makes no goddamn sense to me. She hasn't been around 2 weeks, but she has her own schedule. She's part time, which is kind of ironic that CM Punk is making fun of somebody who's part time. Um, but I think AJ needs more reps to get better, and I think Becky, this Crash Out Becky thing, has been the best character of 2026 and part of 2025. She was a fantastic Intercontinental Champion, and she's one of the things that made that title relevant. Her feud with Maxine Dupree, she kind of carried most of it. Also, on that note, what the hell happened to Maxine Dupree and Natalia? Natalia's gone to fight Bloodsport, and Maxine Dupree's just off of TV now. Whatever she's doing good for her. But WWE pushed her so hard, and then she was just gone. So, but on the side note, I think this match with Becky and AJ Lee is fantastic. These two girls are both very good workers. AJ Lee has owned Becky Lynch and beat her 3 times. Becky has yet to beat AJ Lee. I don't think AJ Lee's supposed to be a long-time champion, so I think we might know what the outcome is going to be at Mania already. So I'm not going to make a prediction there, but I have a good feeling of what may or may not happen at that show. Um, the Resistance tag team match that they're going to be having here, it's another match I'm looking forward to for the women's tag team belts. Outside of the Bellas ones, I think it's going to be a fantastic match. The Bellas have tried over and over and over again with certain people. Their match with the Irresistible Forces did not click. There was nothing there that worked. It just seemed clunky and slow and out of place. And for once, that was not on Nia Jax or Last Legend. The Bellas are just not at the level of any of these girls. The match with Charlotte and Alexa was very, very, very bad. Charlotte likes to try their best to carry it, but the Bellas can't go anymore. And WWE realized that, and Nikki just was never that great. She was okay at best, and Brie was never good. I'm just going to be completely honest with you, and if people want to hate on me, they can hate on me in the comments. But the Irresistible Forces are very good at their role of being the big, powerful women that are hard to dominate and control most of a match. Charlotte and Alexa have been fun, and the best part about that is we can see the side story when Charlotte or Alexa turn on one or other and absolutely destroys the other woman for a match of SummerSlam. And I think it's going to be Alexa that's going to turn, and I think Alexa should be the person that turns. I think Alexa should have joined the Wyatts a long time ago, so maybe Alexa finally goes to that dark side and turns on Charlotte. Um, I think there's only one outcome that can happen in that match, and we'll talk about the judge and my predictions. I think Jacob and Drew is another one I'm really looking forward to. Solely because the build for this thing has been going on for months and it's been absolutely fantastic. These guys have been costing each other matches to the point where Jacob cost Drew. Ironically, Jake made Drew win the title and cost him the title as well. It's been absolutely fantastic build to the point where these guys even almost fell off a water tower together. Um, this has just been like absolutely fantastic blood feud where this must be the only match from WrestleMania where both people bleed and almost go to the verge of death to end this. Keep your eye down. There's some sort of sorry guys, technical difficulty there. Um, like I said, this is just fantastic. This entire card, there's so many good matches on this card. I don't know why people are hating on it. The only thing that sucks is TKO. Fuck you for your prices. Like I said, this is just my breakdown of certain matches that I'm going to enjoy watching. Um, on that note, guys, I'll talk to you maybe in a few days as I do a prediction show for AEW, a show that I'm going to this weekend with my buddy JP. I'll be doing a prediction show, and then after that, I will be doing a review show. But on that note, guys, I will talk to you in a few days, and I hope we get to talk more WrestleMania soon. I hope more viewers are excited as I am to watch it when it starts. All right, bye.